movie lovers, and welcome to the show. Today, I'm going to be reviewing a little short film called Sandstorm. Sandstorm is actually going to be premiering over at Los Angeles and it's actually qualified for the Oscars, but it's also going to be premiering over in California on Washington Boulevard on November 7th. But here's the thing with this film, and let me just give you a little bit of a synopsis of what this film is about. So, this movie starts off with this girl named Zara. Zara loves to dance, and with it being being towards the end of the school year, maybe the end of high school, her focus is on continuing her passion. But with having a video in the hands of someone who could use it against her, just because a little risky, her dreams may quickly come to an end. So that's a little something that happens with Zara. Zara winds up dancing in this video pretty proactively whenever it comes down to cultures overseas and how they depict stuff on how things are. So for us, the way Zara's actually dancing to me wouldn't be so risque. It wouldn't be in a slutty kind of way or anything like that whenever you're dealing with the United States. But this is actually taking place in Pakistan. Pakistan sees things in a whole different way than we do. So they actually think that Zara's kind of seductively dancing. Of course, she's having a good time. Her friend is over there recording her. And I thought the chemistry between her and her friend were really good. Whenever we actually see that thing where they're laughing, they're enjoying the fact that Zara's dancing, and then you get into this other thing with Omar. Omar's only introduced in this film for like a few minutes of it, and you don't know what you're dealing with or anything like that either. So that's something I like, a little bit of the mystery element to it of who Omar is, because it doesn't tell us how long that her and Omar have been friends versus her friend who's only introduced in the first couple of minutes, where we have that idea of, oh, okay, so her and her friends been friends for a long time. With Omar, though, they do mention the fact that in this film that her friend even brings up to Zara, hey, look, you're not even boyfriend or girlfriend with this guy, and you've been talking to this guy for a long time. So that's another thing that they mentioned, that they have been talking for X amount of time, but they don't tell us when or how they met or anything like that. That could be a negativity for some people, but for a short film and things like that, I think that you can do little small things, and I think it actually works for this. But it actually lays out the groundwork of what's going to happen between Omar and her and this conflict that they have with each other. And the whole fact is, basically, Zara winds up telling him, hey, look, I love dancing. I love doing this stuff. And so they're chatting back and forth. And she sends Omar, even though she's hesitantly wanting to send him the video. So she sends him the video. He winds up looking at the video. And the next day, she asks him, why didn't you just delete it? Oh, because I enjoy the video. So therefore, I did not want to delete it. But you did dance like a slut, but I liked it. And then I like how she does this little thing where basically she's thinking what the audience is thinking. Okay, so you like how I dance, but you're calling me a slut here. So what's your MO here? And he's like, I just like the video, but you're really being apprehensive and everything and stuff like that too, where you're trying to basically be a douchebag. I'm just gonna be honest. Omar to me is a douchebag. He tries blackmailing her into doing whatever he wants her to do. He makes her take off her scarf, and to us, taking off the scarf is not such a big deal or anything like that. It's just a scarf. It only shows the top part of your body or whatever, and that's it. For people in other cultures, it means different things. That's basically nudity to them, and therefore people can get off on that because of the fact that in that culture, things like that, that's like looking at someone that's nude. That's just how people perceive things overseas versus how we see things. So I like from a cultural aspect of it where we actually see the two things here that's going on. But then Omar's like, I can't wait to meet you. I need to see you. So Omar thinks he's going to go get lucky with this girl and also take advantage of her in the process of doing it. And I think the reason why this movie is called Sandstorm is because of the fact that basically this calm before the storm kind of scenario, if you will, because of the fact that there is a sandstorm coming, a physical sandstorm that's coming. And whenever sandstorms comes in Pakistan, their power goes off and things like that. And as a matter of fact, in the middle of the conversation between Omar and her, the power does wind up going off. But what I'm thinking is this, okay, is it's basically the calm before the storm, which Omar is the storm, and he's coming in to swift her away and take advantage of her. That's what I'm thinking whenever it comes down to sandstorms. I think that, yes, there's a physicality there where there's actually a sandstorm, but I'm thinking that there's something psychological there that is Omar, who happens to be the sandstorm, and he's coming in to meet her for the very first time, and our world could collide to the point where her father don't might not want to be anywhere near her or anything like that, especially when you have the confrontation between her father and her, where he wants to see her cell phone, and of course he looks at her cell phone and then hands it back to her, and of course Sarah's being Zara, she's kind of hesitant, and I don't understand what her father saw or anything like that. She just hands her back the phone. I'm just thinking to myself, okay, so what's up with that? You just give her the phone back and that's it. So I didn't really feel like there was like that protective side of him in a sense. Yeah, your daughter showed you the phone, but you didn't actually get onto her. You didn't or anything like. She goes, "Well, I'm going in, bye. I'm going into school now, bye." And that was it. That was the end of the whole entire confrontation. Then you go inside the school and Zara is sitting there in the classroom. And I like how they use the dresses and stuff like that with Pakistan and the colors scheme with it because of the fact that, you know, it's a culture thing. Zara's wearing her dress wrong. The teacher calls her out on it. And basically, that's disrespectful. So therefore, she puts Zara in the corner because of the fact that she's being disrespectful to her teacher. And then her friend's like, sometimes you take things a little too far, Zara. And then that's when, of course, that's of course whenever she gets in trouble. And then after that, you wind up seeing this deal play out where Omar's coming into town. And here's the thing: it lands on a very vague note, and I'm not going to tell you how it ends. But some people are like, well, that was not very filling, but it does give you closure at the end of this film. It does wrap up, and to the point where you're actually proud of Zara for doing what she did, and Omar is just a douchebag, and she realizes that he's a douchebag. That's how I viewed it at the very end of it. But as far as the movie itself goes, as far as the chemistry, as far as the way this looks, cinematography looked fantastic. You actually care about Zara and her friend, which is a plus. The father's not in it too much or anything like that. The teacher's not in there that long. It's centered around Zara and Omar's relationship. And you actually can feel like this girl's going through this time where Omar's blackmailing her into doing what he wants her to do to the point where you're actually being ticked off at Omar for doing what he's doing. So as far as the acting goes and the acting ability on both actor and actresses the actress goes who plays Zara, I thought that was very good because of the fact that it goes into her depressed stage of that point where she's taking off her scarf to reveal something that she doesn't want to see. You can actually see where he's actually taking advantage of her. So that's something that I like. But as for, like now, the other negative that I have to say is this: I just feel like this film, to me, even though I like the cultural stuff, even though I like certain elements within this film itself, I just feel like it's one of those films where basically it's everybody probably you could probably find this on any film that you watch. Basically, there's nothing new, nothing original about this film at all, unless you want to dive deep like I did and do the cultural backgrounds and things like that. Other than that, though, there's nothing really on the surface that I can say that that just wowed me because I've seen this before. I've seen this type of movie before. But as far as cinematography goes, as far as the acting goes, I liked. As far as everything else goes, not so much. But tell me what you guys think if you guys happen to see this movie, Sandstorm. Like I said, it's premiering on the 7th of November. It's geared up to be part of the Oscar season for short films. I do wish it a lot of success. I hope that that this makes it past the screenings and stuff like that to where maybe it might be nominated to go further. But for me, on the other hand, it was an okay movie. Not the greatest short film that I've seen. Not something that I was wild about. But all in all, I'm glad I was privileged enough to be able to see this short film. So here's the thing. Go ahead, Smash that like button. Don't forget to comment below. Don't forget to smash the subscribe button. And always, until next time, guys, have a great and safe day, and I'll see you back on the next one. Bye.